Good evening, and my volume is not stupidly loud this evening, so that's nice. On the other hand, my screen appears to be blank. Is that better? No, I've got something else confused tonight. What have I got confused tonight? Oh yes, I never did this, which is why it didn't happen. There we go, that's better. Right. Here we are again. So yes, as I mentioned on IRC, I cycled home from Harwich International last night and had that song playing in my head for quite a lot of it. I hope you appreciated the jirits, which were last week's Korean adverb of the week. So, what's going on here with Queen Lucia anyway? She is 63 years old and still Queen of Italy, and unlike her predecessor, has not died leading her armies because, well, she never led her armies because her martial skill was so terrible. It did get better briefly, but then she became infirm, and that's terrible for your martial score. Indeed, it's terrible for everything. Still, she does nonetheless control a fairly solid Kingdom of Italy. And last session, we entered into a protracted war with Germany with the help of a bunch of allies, which was all going well until Lucia's anti-pope died. And for some reason, and I think this is probably a bug, this ended our war for Hesse. Now, I can't see why it should have, because Queen Lucia inherited a couple of counties, and the message involved burblings about inheriting a kingdom, and it was all just a bit confused. But it ended the war. But at the same time, and part of the reason why we started this war, is that we were is that one of our vassals, the Count of Milan, was simultaneously waging war on Germany for this county of Schweiz here, and he was losing, but once we had hammered Germany quite a bit trying to get Hesse before we lost it, before the war, we lost the war in the sense that we mislaid the war. We put it down somewhere and then it wasn't there when we came to look for it. So similarly, when we'd mislaid that war, we could take over Duke Alberto's war against Germany and win that one instead. And so what was intended to get us the two counties of Hesse and possibly weaken Germany enough that Alberto could get Schweiz, instead just got us Schweiz. Excuse me, I'm now terribly allergic to something and my nose is being very sniffly. Thus the situation is that Italy has gained one county that's de jure part of Germany. This is of course part of our long-term plan to get enough counties of Germany that we can usurp the Kingdom of Germany, in order to get enough stuff to build the Holy Roman Empire. But on the other hand, Lucia no longer has an anti-pope, which is clearly unfortunate. So we've still got those mercenaries raised just in case we have another use for them. Oh yeah, we also gained a county off Sardinia and Corsica, which was nice. So, what uses might we have for those mercenaries? Well, down here we have the Duchy of Salerno, and they are like a random little independent duchy sitting between Italy on the one side and the Byzantine Empire on the other. Also observe there's a Byzantine revolt, which might be useful. And we have a claim on the entire duchy, or rather we have a vassal with a claim on the entire duchy, Dauphin de Capua. He is unfortunately unlanded though, but the death of our anti-pope has left Lucia with a small collection of spare holdings, of which she could assign one to Dauphin. I mean, the obvious one would be the county of Foggia, which is like right next to Salerno. So that feels sensible. Though I am now wondering about instead going for this odd bishopric over in Posada, which is now in a county controlled by the independent Duke of Sardinia, which would then turn that lot into a Prince Archbishopric. Is he an interesting person to have as a Prince Archbishop? I mean, do I care? I suppose, because obviously I can appoint his successor. He'd make a terrible Prince Archbishop. No, I think we'll stick with making him a count. So I think I should grant we should grant the county of Foggia to Dauphin de Capua. Now, we've also regained the county of Roma, and correspondingly the bishopric of Roma. I think the things went weird with our anti-pope because he decided to settle in Tivoli as his county capital, so he was kind of a bishop but also kind of a baron. So that was that I think was why we weirdly inherited his lands rather than a new anti-pope being appointed. But that's convenient because we didn't want him to have so much land. So my temptation for Roma is to appoint my son, Prince Eberhard, who has a nice large learning, as Bishop of Rome and anti-pope, and possibly Prince Bishop of Rome. I'm not quite sure. Now, this is slightly interesting because currently Prince Eberhard is not in my court and is set to inherit the Kingdom of Romagna from me, and incidentally the Bishopric of Roma, because of elective cavalcade, which means that my secondary titles, like my secondary kingdom, Romagna, will go to my children. My first two sons are both dead now, so all of the spare titles go to Prince Eberhard. That's my third son. But if I make him a bishop, then they don't go to him. And I have actually sneakily tried this, and not saved. And the result is quite interesting, because the titles actually end up going to my eldest grandson, Echternfried of Saxony, who you will observe is a duke and a vassal of the King of Germany. But if he inherits the Kingdom of Romagna, he will be a king, and hence will no longer be a vassal of the King of Germany, and will be an independent, but probably not very strong, King of Romagna, who also controls the Duchy of Saxony, which I would quite like in my possession, thank you. So I'm kind of inclined to get that to happen, so that we can suck that out, suck the duchy, the quite decent-sized Duchy of Saxony, out of Germany. So those are my two immediate plans. Things are slightly fiddly, of course, because Eberhard is not actually in my court at the moment, but he does like me, so he will totally come and join my court. I may have the power to press your claim, but I really won't. Yeah, but actually what I'm going to do is disinherit you. And I think I will find Thingy de Capua. And grant him the county of Foggia, and then we'll see if we can take Salerno. I mean, we want to grant him Foggia anyway, so that we can take it at some point. Plus, now that he's landed, he can't run away and join somebody else's court, and he's a good commander. So, I think then we should... Foggia, how is... So I don't really want to raise my vassal levies if I can avoid it, because my vassals are quite annoyed about my having my levies raised. Having had the levies raised for all that time while we were fighting in Germany. Basically, the only ones who aren't seriously annoyed are the ones who have come into power after I started that war. But the Duke of Salerno himself only has 2,500 troops. Unfortunately, he does have an alliance with the King of Serbia, who has almost 5,000 troops. So this would require most of my troops, or to call on all of my allies, which is probably more the approach I should take. Possibly not that one, who really, really hates me. My husband still likes me. He doesn't seem to complain about being called into war. That's nice. No, he's not my husband. He's the Duke of Holstein. Maybe I didn't... Oh, I couldn't call him into the last war because it was against his liege. So what I think I should do is march this lot south, have them pick up the Apostolic Palace retinue, raise my personal levies, call in the Duke of Holstein and see how things are looking there. Sniffle. Right. Right, so my son Eberhard has turned up in my court. He has brought with him his wife and 4 children. Sadly, he will not get to keep his wife because I'm about to make him a bishop. I mean, turn him into a bishop, not make a special bishop for him. So we will grant him the bishopric of Roma, which means he puts on a hat and I think one day later divorces his wife, which apparently is a thing you get to do if you're a bishop, or something. Sadly, player characters cannot become bishops, so... somebody else has raised an anti-pope. Well, our anti-pope is going to be better because our anti-pope is in Rome. Yeah. Cost 500 prestige, but I've got lots of prestige. What? I just appointed the wrong person as anti-pope. Stoatface.
Hold on.
Oh well, I've got the wrong anti-pope. I mean, he's still pretty good. But we now have a pope in Ravenna, and the Bishop of Rome is none of the three popes. Stoats. Well, that was the thing I didn't do on my test playthrough, because I was not as asleep on my test play. Right, Pope Hadrianus IV. Possibly the first black pope. I bet I can't even appoint the correct person as his successor either. No. Oh well, that will be interesting. Have we got a sensible person appointed as his successor? I think, yes. Might be interesting, but... Hang on, we've got we've not only got a dispute about who is currently Pope, we have a dispute about who is Pope Hadrianus IV. Both the Pope in Reims and the Pope in Ravenna insist that they are Pope Hadrianus IV.
What?
They've both chosen the same name.
Surely they should include, like, some kind of...
So they're both Hadrianus IV.
Good. What state?
The other Pope, who does claim to be in Rome, but isn't Bishop of Rome.
So there's should be there's now two anti-popes in the Pope?
Yes.
And you should get an achievement for that.
I may not have the right settings to get achievements, I'm not sure.
Right. Yeah, if you've not got Iron Man turned on, you might get it.
But yes, right. Well, that was an entertaining problem. It's not a serious problem. Like, I want an anti-pope and I want Eberhard to be a bishop. Both of these have been achieved, and frankly, I only want an anti-pope because I feel I should have an anti-pope, because you can't really be a proper ruler without having your own anti-pope. I mean, really. Right.
It's like Duchesses, you never have to know.
Something like that. We should stick our organiser in front of that army, shouldn't we? Elstan, make them go faster. Right, so Queen Lucia of Italy has set up Pope Eleazar as an anti-pope named Pope Hadrianus IV, not to be confused with the other Pope Hadrianus IV. That was a bit embarrassing, but who knows? My anti-popes seem to go weird anyway, so maybe Eberhard will get to be anti-pope. I was kind of hoping to keep the anti-papacy in the family. So, my... mercenaries are marching south. They will pick up some of my troops on the way. They'll pick up the... actually, I think the retinue starts out with very low morale, as I vaguely recall, so we want to raise them immediately, so that they have a chance to... Oh no, they start off with plenty of morale. Oh well. I'm confused then. But neither they nor the mercenaries will stop me declaring war. So, like, we can have an army standing on Salerno's borders just before the war starts. Looks like Salerno's engaged in some action already. Oh, right, they're defending against a... Okay, I'm probably going to be slightly unpopular for declaring war on them because they are defending against a holy war. Or an invasion, a religious war that may or may not... that isn't actually a holy war. Right, let's join them together. March them down to Capua. Pink Beast suggests that our two anti-popes may be the same person who travels a lot. They don't look very much like one another. So no, I don't think... I think they are actually two separate Hadrianus's. Right. Oh, I was unpaused for that, Stokeface. Right. Okay. So now, I think I find the Duke of Salerno, and declare war to claim Salerno for Count Dauphin of Foggia. I can bring in plenty of people, though most of them are fairly feeble. He can bring in the Kingdom of Serbia. It will cost me some piety to do this, but that's fine. Not sure. Let's not try calling anyone else. Let's just raise my levies. Any of them end up anywhere silly? Don't think so. I have to gather them into Capua as well. Dear mother-in-law, blessings upon you and your house. Of course I will honour my obligation and answer your call to war. Okay. Right. Well, obviously we should have Dauphin helping with this because it's his claim we're pressing. Let's march into Benevento first and see what happens. Right, there is a great big Byzantine army there, that's fine. I mean, another interesting thing, of course, was I mentioned a Byzantine revolt. Does the revolt control Amalfi? Don't think so, no. So Amalfi is controlled by the Empire. Empire still has 13,000 troops. Yeah, probably not going to try to go to war with the Byzantine Empire just now. So there's probably a bunch of Holsteiner troops organising their way across Germany. Will be here eventually if we haven't managed to win the war by then. But basically, they'll be useful if things start going badly. Yeah, 30 troops I'm not too worried about. Right, he's called the King of Serbia into this war. That's not entirely surprising. By which I mean it happened when I tested this earlier. Yes, please. Dragged a couple of people out of hiding holes. Neither of them contributes to our war score, though. And neither of them can be ransomed. Well, we'll release them afterwards for some piety. actually, I'm just thinking. Mountains, hills, hills. Okay, yes, we should try to save the mountains for when the Serbians might look like turning up. Though there's a danger that... Actually, what I should do... This is a slightly perverse thing to do. Excellent. I'm just going to park some ships here because I expect the Serbian troops to arrive from that direction, and so I'll be able to see them if they are coming from that way. Oh! King Gregory of Sardinia and Corsica has died. That's going to be interesting. So... Oh, I should also look at what's going on inside my realm, actually, shouldn't I? So, first, what's gone on over in Sardinia and Corsica? Sardinia and Corsica, is controlled by King Gregory II. The genius son of King Gregory the Black. Sadly, he has not been sensible enough as to marry a genius himself. So, oh no, he's still got a genius son though, Prince Gregory. We're not being very original with names over in Sardinia and Corsica. So, who does that make my heir then? My heir is currently still King Gregory, possibly because my electors haven't noticed yet that he's got a kingdom title, and they will probably so they will be very rapidly switching their votes to someone else. Let's wait and see who they pick, and then see if I like their choice. Right, so now I can see anyone crossing over into Italy from that side. On the other hand, it looks like the Serbian army is coming... Oh no, it's the Holsteiner army. Excellent. I should look at the supply limits here. Yeah, that's fine. The Holsteiner army has 7 people in it. Right, so... it's back to Guido. Guido is the most popular one among my vassals, it looks like. King Gregory still has some votes. Gian Leone, of all people, seems to have a fair number. But 0 stewardship? No, I think Guido is probably our best hope for now. He is a bit old. Yes, he gets a -35, too old, but is in many other respects a pretty decent candidate. I'm not going to vote for him yet because I want to see how those other 4 go. Let's just get the feel for who is naturally popular before I start causing everyone to vote for my candidate. Ah! I didn't get a chance. Queen Lucia has given up the ghost. At age 63, she died of severe stress. A disturbed person, Lucia was known throughout her lands as a raving madwoman. Was she? No one told me that. Many are cautiously rejoicing at the news of her death. The county of Roma has gone to... Yes, okay, I should have given away the county. Yes, thank you, Simon, who has called me Her Majesty. So the Kingdom of Romagna has passed to King Ehrenfried, as he now is, of Romagna. Who, as we expected, sorry, I can't move this window far enough, controls an independent, a conveniently large duchy up there, as well as this patch of land down here. Rather oddly, thus, the county of Rome, but presumably not the bishopric of Roma, has also passed to him. King Guido II, blinded by religious fervour, heathens and heretics alike will come to fear his righteous fury. Long live King Guido II. So yes, we were just reorganising things to see who would end up getting the most votes. And well, Guido, who for a long time was designated heir, has managed to grab the crown. I mean, if Lucia had died like a week earlier, King Gregory II of Sardinia and Corsica would have become King of Italy as well, because things were still reorganising after his ascent to the throne of Sardinia and Corsica, and that would have been fun. Right, we have a new heir, but that's almost certainly going to change very rapidly, so I won't pay any attention to her. See? So, yes, like Gianleone has one vote. I will vote in due course. Indeed, I'm probably voting. Am I voting for myself? No, the Pope is currently voting for the person who's already king as the next king. I'm sure he'll sort himself out in a moment. All right, so I'm still nominally voting for Gregory of Sardinia and Corsica, but as an encroaching foreign ruler, no one's going to like him.
He's on great.
Or something. I think Hadrianus is very confused. Oh, he thinks that Guido is an encroaching foreign ruler because Guido is currently king of Italy and is thus a bad choice for king of Italy. Well, I'm sure things will sort themselves out in a bit. Oh, right, no, I'm currently being supported by Gianleone, because presumably Guido supported Gianleone when Guido was not king of Italy. Right, so I can immediately usurp the Duchy of Capua. I will not do that until I've worked out whether I want to. We need to reappoint some staff. Bloody hell, the new Duke of Milan's good. Yes, please. I think we'll accept who polls for that. Yeah, he'll do. So let's work out what on earth is going on with our everything. So Hadrianus is Pope in Ravenna, but Hadrianus is no longer our anti-pope because Hadrianus has been inherited. Ravenna is part of the kingdom of Romagna and has thus been inherited by Ehenfried. The same, I think, applies into the bishopric of Rome, because that's been inherited by Ehenfried, who thus has also inherited the apostolic palace. This might be a bit of a problem. Have we still got the apostolic palace retinue? I think we have, and they are currently called the Italian Company. I think that's the apostolic palace retinue. Excuse me. Okay, that's as balanced as they get, is it? That's fairly horrible. Surely we can get the right flanks. I mean, that's much better. Still not good, but it's much better. That's even better. Why did auto balance not do that? Oh well. Oh, I don't have a direct leader at the moment. Let's stick someone in. Should probably attempt to increase my intrigue or my diplomacy or my learning. Don't think. I mean, it'd be slightly useful to have a son, but. I suspect our alliances are all going to evaporate and then we'll get new ones. Have got a lot. Oh, we can finally get an extra point of castle infrastructure. Excellent. Right, let's get that. Not that helps very much, but puts us on the way to having another level of castle town at least. Looks like a useful thing to have. So our territory is a bit shattered. Our troop numbers are still more or less as they were. King Echenfried is quite short of troops, not of height. So we can almost certainly take something off him. And we've got claims on every damn thing. What we probably haven't got is a claim on the Duchy of Holstein, which is what we really want. That's where I wanted to click. More or less, yes. King Leopold of Germany he's still quite well off troops, mind. I can't test how I can declare war on him. I can't usurp his title because he is at war. Oh well, we're at war too. We're trying to get Salerno. So let's go back and pay attention to that, I think. I should set my council doing something, shouldn't I? You should be improving diplomatic relations with someone. How are things going with my various vassals? Yeah, we should probably send you to go and talk to the Duke of Tuscany. And in the absence of better plans, everyone else should be researching technology. Like your leading armies, of course. Right. So back to this war. Let's zoom out one notch so we can see if an interesting army, if a Serbian army arrives. So it is Foggia mountainous as well. Excellent. Improve the opinion of our vassals, that's good. Guido the Just has been released. Yes, well, they're not her dungeons anymore. He let himself out. We have the Countess of Benevento in prison, but we apparently can't ransom her. Because the Count of Benevento does not have 10 gold. I mean, really, he doesn't have 10 gold. How embarrassing for him. That's okay. Benevento will become ours in due course. So, who is currently Duke of Capua, and do we want their title? Don't seem to have them as a vassal. Ah, right, yes. Egbert, whose heir is annoyingly the Duke of Savoy, is currently Duke of Capua despite not controlling any territory in Capua. So, at the cost of 116 gold, I could become Duke of Capua instead. I'm not sure this is a brilliantly helpful manoeuvre. Though I do already hold the County of Capua and the County of Napoli, so like we're already going to randomly split things. I'm not sure it helps me much to hold the duchy. Suppose it means that Egbert doesn't have a de jure claim on our capital, which would be kind of embarrassing for him to press, but... Oh look, the Byzantine Empire is having an enormous battle with its own revolt. Excellent. Keep half an eye on the strength of the Empire. No, that wasn't what I meant. Yeah, the Empire's still scary. Right, we now have some training grounds in our capital. So look at how things are going in Aversa. Alright, that one's currently building training grounds as well. Let's save up some money and then maybe build the next level of Castle Town. Oh, those guys are unoccupied now. Let's send them to the next section of hills. Oh, what's happened to Katie? Why is Katie shown in an odd colour then? Oh, maybe it's not. Maybe it's just slightly shaded by the mountains. So my allies are busy. Oh dear. My allies are busy besieging in Chieti. I'm busy besieging in Salerno proper. Possibly we should do this together, but no, this will do. What? Oh, Lucera's that one, yes. That's fine. What are you guys doing? We're heading to Benevento, which you... Oh, pause. It's too late now. I was hoping that maybe I could get into Benevento before them. On the other hand, if I'm lucky, one might hope that... Well, I've got more personal levies I can raise now. One might hope that if I head in there with these troops, my allies will come with me. And so we'll be able to fairly effectively squash that army. And there's not much wind being in hills. Curses. Oh no, I couldn't have stopped that. Okay, the troops coming in from Salerno are going to arrive late. That's unfortunate. I mean, I don't think we're going to have any difficulty winning this. Oh dear. One moment I'm shouting orders, surrounded by the clanging of swords and the fighting around me. I hadn't even noticed I was leading an army. And which one am I leading? I'm not sure I am. Alright, currently leading troops. The next, everything goes dark as the world slips away from me. Are these people concerned faces? Everything hurts. I just want to rest. Due to advanced age, head injury or other mental disabilities, this character is not fit for any kind of work. Incapable rulers must employ a regent. King Guido the Just receives a crushing blow to the head and shows no sign of waking. Duke Gotthard of Franconia has been appointed as my regent. Well, the battle went on without Guido. And as you might hope, was won comprehensively. Aha! Incoming Serbian troops, who are arriving just in time to be unable to save their allies from that last battle. So maybe we should settle ourselves down in Chieti, which has the best, which is the most defensible. Actually, at least glue them together. So let's just check. 22,000, 16,000, 14,000. Now let's go to Salerno, because then we're taking the capital, even though it's not as defensible. We have a lot of troops and it has a good supply limit. Well, my regent has truly astonishing stewardship. If not much else. Well, I mean, he's alright at everything else. Pity he's a Conradina, really, or we could make him our heir. So, all of my electors like Prince Gianleone. That's nice. Who do I like? So, we have another genius coming up in the form of Joshella, who is turning out quite nicely over in Sardinia and Corsica. Yeah, Gregory, the King of Sardinia and Corsica, has turned out all right apart from his terrible backstabbing. Gianleone, why? I mean, look, Francesca's better. Yes, she's a woman, but really, she's not just, admittedly. Just is nice to have. But like none of the obvious candidates is even Gianleone just. No, he's content. What's the point of that in a king? So I'm kind of inclined to vote for Francesca. I suspect that may be enough to swing that. Right, so we may not need 100% occupation to get this war now. Oh yes, Guido is quite old anyway. Got -3 health modifier for that. I don't think he's going to live long. Well, it certainly split the voting. I think before I was actually voting for Gianleone because Duke Guido had liked Gianleone. Yeah, okay, she's Roth and greedy. And oh, is she Anglo-Saxon? No, she's Greek. Well, I mean, that's fairly weird too.
Do you have court tutors or is that a DLC thing?
I think that's a DLC thing.
In that case, if we can frame it to give me advice about court tutors.
Okay, I think Francesca is actually not going to do well because while she has good stats, everyone judges on traits rather than attributes. But let's just try the brave thing of voting for Joshella then, or however that's pronounced, if I'm even allowed to, because she will eventually be a really good candidate. She just isn't currently. Oh dear, we've got some Cathars. Please go and fix that Siegmund. Ah, Joshella is popular. She may only be 13 years old, but everyone likes her.
It's just because they think that, they can, if she's queen, they can take over.
Let's have a look. They like the fact that she is zealous and charitable and brilliant. I mean, presumably genius. And apparently has quite high prestige, and she's Italian.
Yeah.
They say, yeah, she has got 280 prestige at the age of 13, which is quite nice. They do give her minus 30 for being a child, but that isn't actually enough. And minus 30 for being a woman.
Yeah.
Or a girl, but that's not enough to deal with the fact that she is actually quite popular. And like once she comes of age,
is she your child, and can you make sure she has a matrilineal trophy?
No, far too late for that, and no, she isn't.
Oh, wow.
She is actually a daughter of Gregory the Black, or of the next generation. No, she's I think something like the youngest daughter of Gregory the Black, the late king of Sardinia and Corsica. So she is the younger sister of the current king of Sardinia and Corsica. She is my niece. I mean, I might be yes, so the best I can do is to... Here, she's currently being taught by the current King Gregory, who frankly will do a pretty decent job. But no, I can't really arrange anything useful with respect to her. Sadly, my own children are both grown up and have cleared off elsewhere with their respective husbands to have their own children, or in her case, not so far. But she is only 19. So these guys should probably march into Benevento and kick that army again, maybe. No, we've got the war score for that we need to win by otherwise besieging. We've got an over 5% battle, so. Possibly we can mostly just sit here. Everybody, quotes, knows I'm a big fat coward. Possibly because one of my courtiers has been telling them all that. Everyone's opinion, well, everyone in my court, I suspect, opinion of me has dropped. I'm also incapable, so it doesn't matter very much, but... I strongly reject the notion. I mean... Oh, okay, let's go and march in there and give them a good seeing too. So if we're going to do that, let's put someone more suitable on the left flank. Pinkby says, big fat coward, aren't you in a coma? Well, yes, I mean, that is... Maybe I've recovered a little bit. I don't know. Right, we have a 100% war score. Because that was a spectacularly decisive battle. Excellent. Dofer the Usurper has usurped the title Duchy of Salerno from Count Ferdolf the Magnanimous. He is now merely Count of Salerno because Duke Dofer is now the Duke of Salerno. And greatly likes me, though his levies are going to take a little while to become useful. Right. I am threatening because, well, feast, always hold feasts. So, we've only got 20 years before Germany gets much bigger. Because all these duchies in Bavaria will become de jure German. Which is slightly annoying. So... Yes, the Kingdom of Sardinia and Corsica is now kind of weird. Insisting as it does of just those two counties. But that's excellent because it means that it can't be recreated by inheritance. Though, since I only control one county of the de jure kingdom, that wouldn't happen anyway. Right, so we're holding a feast, so we're not going to do anything else military for now. I should dismiss my personal levies. If I need to raise them again, I can. We'll do the usual thing and keep the mercs around. Because, like, I'm still making profit even though I'm paying for them. We've still got the Italian company who are, I think, the remains of the Apostolic Palace retinue, which we ought to be able to get back. He still can't ransom the Countess of Benevento because her liege does not have 10 money. In a year or so he might, if he saves up. I think we probably don't want someone to usurp me as king, for all that things are a bit messy. Our present Duke of Milan, eh? Right, well, let's send my spy master to say hello to you. How are things going with our Florentine Duke? Hang on, he's Duke of Modena. Is he... what? Oh, that's the wrong county, that's all. Right. Yeah, another plus 20 for him wouldn't hurt. We're getting up to having decent-sized armies now. If we can take back Romagna, which I think we don't actually want to take back Romagna specifically, though. Yeah, thank you, Gregory of Sardinia and Corsica. What we want to do is to find a way to take the duchy of. Notice he's moved his thing to Rome. Pause. Let's find a way to get the duchy of Saxony off him. So this guy appears to be currently the heir to all of that lot. It's kind of interesting. So who is there as a claimant? Plenty of random people with some kind of a claim on Saxony. Anyone with a strong claim on Saxony? No. Ooh, cold tea. Excellent.
Good night, people. Should say not upstairs, but
so, how are things looking for that lot? Still a bit scary. Plus, like, an embargo's, well, still not bad, even though we don't control Romagna at the moment. I think I should send my Chancellor to try to fabricate a claim on the Duchy of Thing. I want to fabricate a claim on a duchy whose leader is elsewhere? Do I send him there? Or I send him to the relevant duchy and hope for the best? Or do I send him to the capital? Presumably I send him to the relevant duchy because he's looking for papers there. Well, let's see what he manages to turn up. Meanwhile, there should be a feast going on. There is a feast going on. Your loving wife has decided that she would do a better job serving as your regent. After all, who but her could rule the realm in accordance with your own desires? I have a wife? Queen Meki of Italy has now become my regent. Not bad. I can't, unfortunately, demand her religious conversion. Hupold has arrested an armed man with ragged armour and a spotty horse. He says the man claims to be a hedge knight, but clearly does not believe that statement. Do I annoy Hupold, gain piety and lose prestige? Do I, on the other hand, gain prestige from me and Hupold and lose piety? Clearly a bandit. So, how is this feast going? I haven't heard much about the feast recently. Also, I should probably find a new Bishop of Posada. My current court chaplain doesn't have a landed title. I should fix that by making him Bishop of Posada. Or Pozzuoli? Do I actually hold 2 bishoprics that I shouldn't be holding? Okay. So Posada is that one in a foreign territory. Pozzuoli is at least reasonably local to me. Let's grant my court chaplain the bishopric of Pozzuoli. Oh, that says the barony of Pozzuoli. Oh, am I confused? Is it actually only Posada that's the bishopric I've got lying around? It is. Well, we'll grant him the bishopric of Posada and see how badly wrong that goes. Oh, my regent does not approve. Well, that's unfortunate. Well, let's carry on with the feast. Feasts are all I'm capable of these days. I have minus 114 personal combat skill. Mostly because I get minus 100 for being incapable. This feast has been going on quite some time. I think maybe I might actually have to pay attention to what's going on, because so I currently have basically all of my claims and a bunch of random claims in the Italian peninsula. If I choose press all claims, then that primarily goes after the Kingdom of Romagna. But the thing is that, well, I suppose in that case, he then loses Romagna and becomes an independent duchy. But then, like, there's a good chance that that he'll swear allegiance to Germany, so I don't really want that. So the major reason why the Duke of Milan has such a low opinion of me is because I'm a suspected coward, which reduces my sex appeal, and the Duke of Milan is gay and thus interested in me, would be interested in me were I not a horrible suspected coward, which is kind of weird. No one else has that penalty. So I mean, I don't think we have an immediate war to go to, so I think I should dismiss my remaining army. I mean, yeah, they're still... Like, I'll have far fewer troops if I do that. He's got so few troops, if only I had a claim on. Thing. Saxony. I mean, amusingly, I can go to war to depose his anti-pope that he got from me. But I don't think that's very helpful. I mean, I suppose I could start claiming duchies off Ehrenfried. But then I'll get a truce, and I really want to get that. Want to get Saxony off him. So what am I going to lose when I... Let's have a look. Oh, let's have a look at the vassal inheritance warnings, because actually those might answer the question of who I should fight. No, they don't, because he's got that one. So that goes to Josella, the Kingdom of Italy, as does the County of Napoli and the County of. Okay, so the realm is not actually going to split, or rather, my titles are not going to split. So that's good, because I think I have only daughters and no grandson. Oh, I have a grandson, but he's not of my dynasty, of course, which might help. So, okay, so what are the vassal inheritance warnings then? Count Wolfgang of Aschaffenburg. His heir is someone who is also heir to the county of Havelberg. Somewhere nearby. Which, since it isn't one of these, is probably given the name in Germany. And thus, if he inherits those in the wrong order, unhappiness will occur. Similarly, we happen to control Neumark. And his heir is the Duke of Franconia, which is fine. Doesn't appear to be in line to inherit anything, so I don't understand why there's a complaint about Neumark. Yes, I was wondering if we would want to take on Arl to get Egbert. Egbert's heir not to be a problem. But I don't think it's my job to do that. So yeah, I think until our Chancellor comes good in... I suppose we... Yes, in... Saxony, I'm kind of reluctant to try to do anything much else. I mean, we still have a landed claimant on Hesse. We should actually be hunting for allies, shouldn't we? So I know better how to do that now. It's currently I've got... Right, so I've got a non-aggression pact with my unlanded wife, a non-aggression pact with the Count of Saluzzo, who is my vassal anyway, a non-aggression pact with the Duke of Slavonia, who is not. He's not at war with anyone at the moment. But my regent is unwilling to approve entering into such an alliance. Partly because she hates me for having fired her from the council, and she suspects me of cowardice. I mean, we can make her like me a lot better for fairly little money. Let's do that. Just... in the hopes that it might cause some things to become available that weren't. Nope. I don't have marriage ties with anyone else landed anyway. I mean, I am slightly short of offspring, to be fair. And that's fairly bad for my fertility, though not catastrophic. Like, if I had a younger wife... Probably can't take hostile acts. Needs to be approved by your regent. Curiously, my regent is not in much danger of approving my divorcing her. So how are things if you're the Pope then? King of the papacy and nothing else. He has no papal states. He is physically in Rome, apparently. Though not listed as a courtier in Rome. So quite where he is, I don't know. So, yes, anyway, I was going to go, do I dismiss my remaining armies? Because I think there's nothing I can do. I don't want to get a truce with Romania if there's any hope I can get a claim on anything de jure German, but I don't want to be burning money keeping my troops up until then. So now my marshal is doing nothing, so he can go back to researching military technology. Yes. Well, yes, it's obviously important to have a non-aggression pact with one's wife. People are leaving the non-aggression pact because I'm no longer threatening. Well, yes, as my regent, she will, of course, refuse to approve any hostile act against her. Oh, well, that's helpful. We've just gained a bit more German territory. Because the Duke of Franconia inherited Hesse, which I spent a lot of time last session trying to get off Germany by violent means. And now we've gained it by non-violent means. Excellent. Currently we control 7 out of the 36 counties of Germany. We need to control 19 in order to be able to usurp it. Saxony will get us another 5 if we can find a way to take that. So let's see what claimants we can find on other. Actually, let's first check. It's currently held by a man not at war, not incapable. Now let's look at the claimants. Several of those could be tempted. But we might find it very hard to land them while we're alive. Ooh, you've got... Oh, Canton. I don't think Canton's useful, is it? No. I mean, like, Canton is obviously a duchy that we should control, but... Actually looking for places we can find people with strong claims on in Germany. Or pressable weak claims, but a lot of weak claims on duchies accompanied by strong claims on counties. lots of lovely claims, but all of them weak. That is Bavaria, which is not yet of any interest because it's not de jure part of Germany yet. Though, like, a weak claim on the Duchy of Bavaria can currently be pressed because the current Duke is a child. So it's not like if we could get a claim on Bavaria we couldn't use it, but we don't really need Bavaria yet. Though in 19 years we might. Oh yes, what's the religion situation looking like? So that lot were already Catholic, excellent. And we have Fraticelli's there and Cathars there, so we're trying to fix them. Unless, of course, we decide to become Fraticelli. So we have some claims for counties based on de jure things. So in particular Frankfurt, which is wrong button, which is de jure part of Hesse but is not currently under the control of the Duke of Hesse. And Franconia. And then a couple down in... Yeah, not going... Oh, I've still got a raised fleet levy. You lot can go home now. Yeah, those were costing me quite a lot to maintain. So, yeah, I think we're avoiding Bavaria for now. I mean, I really want to get a claim on the Duchy of Saxony, or to find some way of wrangling that out, because if I go to war with him for all the things I've got claims on, he'll lose all of Romagna and just end up being Duke of Saxony, which is almost exactly what I don't want to happen. I mean, I could, I suppose, press claims for things that aren't the kingdom itself. So, like, his various sub-realms. Still in the situation of this random barony of Tusculum being Italian. We had a similar situation when we started, and the barony of Tusculum was in a weird state. He, of course, has moved his capital back to Tivoli. Doesn't appear to have built anything else on the Apostolic Palace. I mean, obviously, as a di Spoleto, I have a claim on the Duchy of Spoleto. I mean, it is slightly tempting to press that claim. Because he is quite soft. I'm quite not. And we've got some revolting peasants in Aquileia, probably in part because we're trying to suppress their freedom of religion. Well, if we're going to have to fight people... Oh, do we not? Surely we have a claim on Spoleto. Oh right, we only have a claim on Spoleto. On behalf of a couple of Divrayas who are not our vassals. Oh, that's not very helpful. Or not landed, sorry. So I can claim the Duchy of Capua, which I can usurp if I want to, and the not very useful Duchy of Ferrara. So who have we got who's a claimant on the Duchy of Spoleto, which is obviously the more interesting place. Obviously no one landed in our territory. So if we were to do that, I would be inclined to go for trying to get him the Duchy of Ivrea. He is depressed, which is a bit of a problem. And of course he's not a di Spoleto, which is kind of silly. And she is. Well, it's obviously better to have her in charge of Spoleto then. I won't try to take it off her. Yeah, unpause and allow some things to happen while we wait, while we ponder. Okay, whatever that feast was, it has like vaguely come and gone. Let's hold the grand tournament then. Oh, it's quite expensive. Oh, what the hell. Oh, I should do something about that uprising, shouldn't I? Ah! Right, well, King Guido didn't last long. Queen Joshella, merely 14 years old, the realm is left in the capable hands of the regent and council. Long live Queen Joshella. King Guido II has given up the ghost at the age of 55. He died comatose in bed. Known to be a respected scholar once upon a time, Guido spent most of his days studying in his library, rarely leaving his palace. Duke Gotthard has been appointed as regent. Hello, Queen Joshella. Yes, I mean, I didn't expect him to last very long. Okay, what's going on up here then? Whose flag is that? Ivrea. What are Ivrea up to? Are they in a fight with Burgundy somehow? Not as far as I can see. What are all these Ivrean troops doing moving around, eh? Anyway, right, we need to do some general organising. Pause. Don't allow time to pass yet. So, hello Queen Joshella, or possibly Joskella. No, Joshella, I think. Has a weak claim on everything under the sun. Has Duke Spinetto of Milan off doing her bidding. Old Brennian's still around. There's a Sigmund von Babenberg. So, oops. Salerno is now our best vassal, but he's already very happy. So after that we should probably be promoting Tuscany. We have a seneschal at the moment. Yes. So let's make Tuscany the master of the hunt. If we can, which we cannot. Why can Tuscany not be master of the hunt, eh? I mean, basically, if he's not incapable... Oh, right, he already has an honorary title, apparently. Well, then who's next? Milan or Franconia or Genoa? Right. We also have a slot for one commander, and oh my god, our commanders are a disaster. Like, Elfstan is the best we've got at the moment. Happily, we don't actually have a shortage of good commanders. They just all somehow got fired. Okay, we do have a shortage of good commanders, but we've got 3 good commanders at least. Well, let's see if we can recruit anyone competent. already got a siege leader. Okay, is there anything else in here? The second organ? Oh no, he won't come. I should probably just set this to... Well, the thing is, there are some people who I can bribe. I mean, this chap looks useful anyway. He's a bit meh. Really won't come if we're of the wrong religion. It doesn't cost very much to bribe a courtier, so possibly we send out some bribes to get people to come and join us. I mean, he would be useful with a bit of bribery. We would like 3 for people. We'll keep Elf down because he's an organiser. Though we did have a highly rated organiser somewhere down here. Yes, but they're the wrong religion, right. Oh yes, he's a Christian holy warrior, but he's landed, so we can't have him. We invited him already, we have. Well, I think this guy is well, we can get 22 up without having to spend any money. Doesn't have any other benefits. An inspiring leader would be nice to get, though. But, no, we can't invite him, apparently. Because he's married. He's nice, but he's already my marshal. We don't yet have a direct leader, and a direct leader with Marshal 20 would be quite nice. Right, that's enough to fill up all of our commander slots. I need to work out who's going to be finishing my education. That's an interesting question. So, currently I have 16 martial, 11 diplomacy, 12 stewardship, and not a lot of intrigue. As a ruler of a fairly substantial realm, I think I mostly want especially given I've already got 16 martial. I think I want more diplomacy. So I think I want to find someone who is a grey eminence. And if I haven't already got a grey eminence, I'm going to find myself one. So there's a diligent, kind grey eminence. She looks like a good plan. Right. So, yeah, we'll sort out succession in a bit when things have settled down. On the other hand, obviously at the age of 14 you hold a summer fair. So meanwhile we're still trying to put down this rebellion, this peasant revolt, but that will be sorted soon. Oh yes, what I was trying to do was actually make sure Elfstan was leading this. Alfstan, sorry. Seb asks, does anyone apart from this game call them grey eminences? I doubt it. I think it's just a slightly odd translation. Okay, I should clear out the terrible commanders to make room for the incoming ones. Going, if you're backing a plot, what is the plot, and do I want to stop you backing it before I reduce your opinion of me? Most people's plots aren't interesting though. So many plots going on though. Let's just check for most of the plots against landed characters appear to be to fabricate claims on them anyway. Don't think I care about that. Right, yes, okay, I'm not too worried about that. Back to the list of commanders to not bother with the stop backing plot button and press the relieve commander button instead. And then I forgot to actually make him a commander. Stoked. Pause. Generally in favour of demanding religious conversion. everyone is becoming properly Catholic, as they should. Oh, who am I going to marry? This is a critical question. I'm probably betrothed to someone inappropriate, but I can probably break off that betrothal without too much unhappiness. Like, yeah, he's some... Is he even the heir to anything? No. Like, really, I should not be betrothed to a random landless idiot. I should get a matrilineal marriage to someone genius but otherwise undistinguished, probably. And break off my thing and annoy someone. Yeah, that's fine. Right. Let's just clear this and then start again. Oh, I'm into the wrong point in the list, right. So I think I can't propose marriage to my regent wouldn't accept that anyway, because he will not go for being betrothed to an infidel. Yes, so let's switch that to my religion group. There's a great big age gap. Probably want to go for someone on the older side of it then. So we can't recruit him because he is someone's marshal. So I'm weak in spying, which makes actually Assur look like a interesting candidate. Like, he's a sensible person in most respects. He's diligent and temperate and scholar and erudite and genius, and he's strong. Is pretty strong in he's strong in. Right, yes, he's not a brilliant schemer. Can we do better? Ooh, Chancellor of Ochrid. Getting a bit old now. And would not take a matrilineal marriage, presumably because that would involve dragging away a useful person, and he won't join my court of his own free will. Presuming there's no one I can usefully marry for their land. The Swiss band won't inherit usefully. Bishoprics don't inherit usefully, so there are no conveniently landed geniuses. There is Gregory, but he's my nephew, so that's probably a bad idea. And like, I prefer not to have someone that young. Good God, he's got terrifying learning. Slight problem, he's a bishop. You can't marry a bishop. Like, it's a fairly important feature of Catholicism, that one. Bah! Why can't I marry that bishop? He would be a great husband. Sadly, he's a bishop. Okay, well, how about this guy? Chibile, Chancellor of Taranto. I probably can't directly arrange a betrothal with him. Because he's a chancellor, and that will take him away from his court. However, I can invite him to my court first. And then arrange to marry him when he arrives. What? What's going on? Why does my regent suddenly not want to allow that marriage? I mean, like, if I have to, I'll wait till I'm 16 and then marry him without my regent's permission. I was quite happy with the idea of me marrying this guy as long as he was in a different court. Obviously, this is offering me landed people who aren't geniuses, which is no fun at all. So yes, I'm confused by this. We get an opinion of Queen Joshella hugely negative. Like, why does my regent disapprove of this? Oh well, if we're lucky, this guy will hang around for 2 years. Oh, no, he's not married. Good. I did check that one. Let's give him 15 gold. I'm giving 15 gold to everyone at the moment. At least get him to the correct religion. Oh, no. Right, let's just organise this army and then send it stomping in. To deal with the peasant revolt. Yes, I should probably stop relatively soon. Right, good. My likely future husband is now properly Catholic. Don't worry, Duke Alberto. We won't be doing this for long. Well, we had a fun summer fair. Nothing much happened, but oh, we should nominate a successor in a moment. Oh, we just lost that siege. That's embarrassing. We also have an internal war in Salerno, which is fine. Ah, some of the locals have turned up to deal with that uprising. Well, we'll be able to put it down all the quicker then. There we go. Apparently there is still a siege to be besieged. So, yes, who's going to be my successor? That is the question. So currently, votes seem to be largely in favour of Gianleone again. Duke Spinetto of Milan is voting for King Gregory the Just of Sardinia and Corsica. Why? I have no idea. He thinks he's worth minus 340 points, but he's voting for him anyway. That's very odd. Well, okay. Let's do my usual thing of actually searching the entire dynasty for someone I like. What? Surely there aren't only 2 members of my dynasty alive. Oh, because there are only 2 genius members of my dynasty, which is slightly sad. And also untrue. Worrying now that my genius filter was wrong. So, young Gregory is very young, but otherwise alright. I am obviously excellent. Gregory of Sardinia and Corsica is obviously excellent. I mean, I think young Gregory is our best bet, even though he is very young. So can we nominate him? Yes. I mean, officially we don't appear to actually be at war in this case. This uprising hasn't led to any war-related things, so I think I'm going to just dismiss this army and assume it's not my problem. Right. I have no idea what's going on here. It's probably not a bad idea. Let's get that out of the way. let's organise my council. In the absence of better plans, research technology. Please discourage Milan from scheming, or from factionalising rather. Right, now we have no idle council members. We currently have a courtier who has a claim on Scotland. That's nice. We have zillions of claims against King Ecklenfried, none of which is interesting. Claim on the county of Lubeck. Another county on a claim on an independent county, but for someone who is unlanded. So it's not very interesting. I think we checked those last time and we didn't think they were actually of any worry. I shall save that bishopric to give to someone if I can, though my regent may object to it. So our military situation is 8,000. We have no non-aggression pacts. We have no useful marriage ties. We have no children. It occurs to me I could have tried to make myself German, but I rather bet my regent wouldn't have allowed it. Oh, the peasants are revolting in Aquileia again. Well, I think I'll just leave that army that's conveniently in Aquileia to beat them. Actually, that's what my spy master should be doing. My court chaplain should be doing. He should be fixing my religion problems, which I forgot he should be doing. Oh well, we'll wait until he can. Until the 30th of April next year. Kind of fun that this is the second Edgefrith, isn't it? Yes, Edgefrith, son of Edgefrith, still running Mallorca for us. What's going on in the wider world? Leon's doing pretty nicely over there. Leon is in fact getting larger. There's still a revolt going on in the Byzantine Empire. And they're like fairly powerful. And while we have many claims we could press against Germany, he is still a bit scary until we can get some alliances, which is kind of fiddly. So yes, I think we have a problem there that the religion over there is Cathar. We should fix that. There are two anti-popes, neither of whom we control. Oh, we should appoint some successors as bishops, even if they're no one very helpful. Probably just want to poke through my court and find someone with decent stewardship. Whom I don't have any other use for. He's going to be my husband. I shouldn't make him a bishop. That would just be embarrassing. Actually, the best way to do this is probably to do a search court with no conditions. Sort by stewardship. Because what we want from churches is taxes. So we can make him a successor to a bishopric. Sylvester Kishi. We can do it like this, can't we? You're never going to become a marshal. We only keep you on because you've got organiser. But you might get to become a bishop, that'll confuse you. There's another Gian Leone. They really do like naming people after their own fathers here. Am I actually being taught at the moment? No, I don't seem to have a guardian. What happened about that? I need a guardian. This is critical. Did I accidentally send my Grey Eminence off somewhere? Stop revolting in Aquileia, peasants. That's good. I'm being educated again. Well, it looks like someone's dealing with that Aquileian uprising, probably. Still got a Lombard culture there. They should turn Italian, I think, now that they're under Italian rule. Am I going to have to raise some troops again just to deal with you lot? That's interesting. What's he doing here? Can we do anything with him now that he's here? Oh, what? Did I do something around Gianleone? Don't think so. Have we got... I should investigate this. Let's just check that I still can't marry... No, something weird is happening with regard to regents. So, little Gianleone, newborn Gianleone di Spoleto is in our court. Oh, because Prince Gianleone has been in our court forever, hasn't he? For reasons best known to himself. He's been in the Italian court since before his father's kingdom got split off from Italy. Right, well, I'm going to suppress this uprising again. I'd like to get to come of age so that I can get married, but... waiting for their morale to increase adequately, especially because that's hilly and we don't have that big a numerical advantage. Well, that wasn't very helpful. Some affairs generally aren't. Feasts are much better. Well, let's see if this is enough of an army to do this job. Oh, it should be, because we can flank them. Now please can we have Aquileia back? So I can't even get any information about that group of rebels. They're only barely existing. June 10/20, and we will finally come of age. Random internal war. Yet another faction. I think this will get better when I come of age, but... Okay, they don't seem to be doing anything now. Go home. Still have a Salernian revolt, which is kind of awkward. Right, Prince Gregory has got enough votes just to beat still don't really understand why Duke Spinetto is voting for King Gregory when he vastly prefers my candidate. Yeah, Gregor will become much more popular once he grows up. If he grows up. But, like, if Gianleone inherits the kingdom, that's not a serious problem. Anyway, I was wandering through my vassals, working out who hates me and why. Plus 58 just because he liked Guido. Feast! Excuse me, failing. Failing not to sneeze. I mean, none of the factions is very dangerous yet. I only have one vassal with a negative opinion, which is not bad. And it's not very negative. Ooh, for once I get that option again, but we'll go for the middle one. Let's see who comes to my just before coming of age feast. Duke Gotthard, my regent, refuses. There's Mayor Germano, and a bishop, and a duke. This is more people than I would like refusing to turn up. But like, if my regent's not going to be there, I'm sure I can have lots of fun without him. Oh, we have a new Duke of Salerno. That's nice. It means that I've lost a commander. Pest. I mean, I can appoint my future husband. He's not that good. Let's track down a new commander. It's annoying when you go, oh, this person would be really good. Yes, he already works for me. How good an organiser can I get? So I've only got one organiser. Ooh. Ooh. He looks nice. Yes. This is blackmail Duke Spinetto. And I hope that he will not associate with factions. Well, it was a slightly good feast. Tech situation. We have lots of cultural points. We could get another pip of cultural of noble customs, which looks helpful. Yeah. Make my vassals like me more, because that way they give me more troops. Right, yes, the blackmail has worked. So that should wind up one of our factions. King Gregory for Italy faction, which is the one I was most worried about. Elective succession, well, I mean, it would be unfortunate, I think. I quite like elective Gavelkind for keeping things in the family. But we don't want him to get independence, though, do we? Let's send my... He's only at 34%. We'll wait until that becomes a serious problem. Right. 6 months, and then I come of age. And then I grab that courtier I've had my eye on. Yeah, okay, the Duke of Salerno. The new Duke of Salerno is pissed off because I broke a betrothal. Where's that? Ooh, go on, you know you want to. I've still got a bishopric in my pocket, haven't I? While I hunt for claimants on Saxony. There are a number of them. Oh, they're all weak claims, aren't they? And we don't know whether we... Well, I mean, strictly I suppose we're interested in... no, people who are... possibly second and third in line of succession to the duchy. But they're all children. So I don't... yes, while there are lots of interesting looking claimants to the duchy, I don't think any of them have a strong claim. So, right, yeah... got somewhere to land someone, but we don't have anything to use them for. I mean, against him I've still got a claimant for Hesse, which is... Oh, I've got a claimant for Nordgau. That's not so helpful, is it? Is that in the de jure kingdom? No, Nordgau is de jure Bavaria. Oh, my marshal's died, I presume. Yeah, we could do with some more duchy claimants. Well, let's bring in... We're thus going to need a new commander or marshal, so let's find someone. Basically the same search we did last time. Not really the best we can... Oh, I've still got organiser selected. I've got 2 organisers now. think. Yes. So I don't think I need more organisers. So let's just find someone who is an excellent commander in general. Those two both have 22 martial. This one has slightly fewer annoying traits. Both of them are going to require a bribe. So they're all 22 marshal, so it doesn't really matter who we appoint as marshal. So we may as well go with him. And he may as well be researching military tech in the capital. He should be proselytizing Aquileia. 3 months until I come of age. I can marry whoever I want. Well, as long as you can't agree over which succession law you want, that's fine. Oh, switch back to Giannione. Ooh, Princess Paola, my sister, appears to have come of age while I wasn't paying attention. And appears to be a surprisingly popular candidate for the next queen. Well, I don't think I want her to be queen. I think I want Prince Gregory, but he is only 8 years old, so like, I can see why you might not vote for him. I think I've held enough summer affairs, they're not very beneficial. Okay, what's Ehrenfried up to? You... what? You're taking on Germany for somebody else's claim on Germany. Well, okay. Well, Johann's claim on Germany. The only Johann with a claim on Germany is the Marshal of Romagna. So you're planning to put in a new King of Germany by violent force and thus lose your Marshal. Well, okay. Six, 7, 9, 10, 11, 12. Regency ended. Okay, I haven't quite come of age yet. Okay, I have. I just didn't get the message saying so. So I have turned out as a grey eminence, as we might have hoped. Thus I have 22 diplomacy. That should be quite good for my army levies. Also patched up the great big hole in my intrigue. Well, obviously she should desire to get married because she's about to get married. Allow a day to pass. So it's slightly bad for my prestige, but he is a genius. We can patch up the prestige loss at the expense of not collecting 93 gold. It is quite a lot. Let's take the prestige. Right. He's now married. Only gives us a slight boost of piety. It's not very helpful. So if she can hit 5,000 prestige, which is quite hard, like Lucia didn't, shouldn't take very long to get her intrigue up, and that will help. Let us go as usual with that. Is someone already plotting to kill my husband? I've only just married him. Yes. Why are you plotting to kill my husband? I mean, I appreciate it may seem a bit silly to invite someone to my court who is trying to kill my husband, but I think I can... He probably doesn't know that I know that he's trying to kill my husband. So we can then insist that he not try to kill my husband. Or, I suppose, we could imprison him. What's our personality like? She's kind. I think she doesn't try to imprison someone if she can just tell them to stop plotting. Stop plotting to kill my husband. Nice one. Right, that's going to be very expensive and we totally want it. Right, let's get rid of this plot. Thank you. I do not want my husband murdered. I now have a strong claim on Saxony. Right, well, next time then, our task is to work out how to get Saxony. When Germany has 15,000 troops, but is at war with Romania. Oh, hang on. No, I don't want to take it off Germany. I take it off Romania, of course. Where Romania has 3,000 troops and is at war with Germany, who has far more. I mean, like, what were you thinking? I mean, yes, you're losing. Okay, right, so, next session. Queen Joshella takes on Romania to get another part of de jure Germany. And also hopes that she can have some more children. Or some children. So he never got any children by his first wife. But maybe with two geniuses you'll have a reasonable chance. Right, so yes, that will be it, and we will see you again whenever we see you, which is probably on Friday. So I save, I quit, and I say good night.